want this to be fine. That's cool. That works. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3.
What up?
Hi, babe. How you doing?
I'm good.
You nervous?
Nah, not nervous, just not.
Alright, hey guys. We wanted to jump on here and share our story. A lot of you guys have been following me for a while and you don't really know our story. You read what you see and that's it, but you don't know it coming from us. So we wanted to do that and that's what we're gonna do. So I'll start. My name is Kanisha. When I was 4, I get the age all messed up now, but it doesn't matter. When I was about 4 years old, my house caught on fire. I'm not sure how. I'm not sure, and it doesn't really matter how. I just know that it happened. And in that house that night, me, my mom, and my 3 brothers were there. 2 of my brothers did not make it out of that fire. I know my mom was trying to save us. She was going to the doors, but there was just too much fire. And so the way that the windows were set up in our house, at that time, they were sealed shut. I know my brother's room was sealed shut and they couldn't get to them. They were able to crack my window open and literally pull me out by my big toe. By the time I made it, they got me out. 2 officers had got my body out and one of the officers, or both, I don't remember. But I've had a chance to talk to them later on in life and they shared that they sat and they did CPR on my body for about 7 minutes. He didn't give up. I was done. And he just kept going until he literally felt my body lift up, or out of the ground, not a zombie, but off of the ground. And so by that time, I was put into the ambulance. I was taken to the hospital. And a lot of times when burn survivors make it to the hospital, there's not much that a hospital can do for you because they don't have the equipment. So we get to a hospital and they were like, we can't do nothing. There's nothing we can do. So I get helicoptered to another hospital, Mercy. And when I get there, they thought that I was gone again. And I don't remember much. I can remember what people told me. And I know that I was so badly burned on my head that they would have to do surgeries every single Monday. I was in an induced coma. I don't know how long, but it was for a while. And it was so bad and so severe that it was hard for my family to come. It was hard for them to come and see. So I remember my grandpa said that he would always come up there every Monday and all of that. And there was a point where they said, hey, there's not really much we can do anymore for this girl. We're going to take her back for another surgery and most likely she's just going to be a vegetable for the rest of her life. I was rolling back to get my surgery and I never made it to get the surgery. My vital signs all just came on. They just all came on. And my grandmother told me, and I can remember these wings, they're in the back of my head. But I told her, I said, hey, Grandma, I saw angel wings and I heard a voice and it said, I have to take your brothers right now, but I have something special waiting for you at home, meaning Earth. And so I woke up and between the hospital and rehab, I didn't go home for a year. So I spent Christmas, all of that. I spent that in the hospital. And I made some really good friends in the hospital. I do remember that. But it was a long journey. And after that, it was just a long journey. I had several surgeries up to I was 18 years old. And I finally just said, stop, I'm done. I don't want any more surgeries. I don't care. I look how I look. I'm happy with how I look and leave me alone. Don't touch my body no more because surgery is a lot. I mean, getting skin grafts and all of that. I was flying from Missouri to Cincinnati with the Shriners and everything, and they did amazing things. But I was just to the point where I was done. And you're tired? And so I lived long. I'm gonna take that part out because I lived a long life. I'm dead. Life was tough when I was younger. I always got picked on. I had to wear a wig from a young age, and I missing my fingers and I'm missing all my hair. It won't grow back because I got burned down to the 3rd layer of my skull. And I have scars over 60% of my body. And the places that I didn't have burns, that's where they did skin grafts. So even if it didn't have a burn, it ended up having some kind of mark. So I'm marked almost on my whole body. And at this point, nothing bothers me. Nobody really can say things that can upset me anymore because I went through that all when I was a child. So anyways, when I was around 9 years old, I went to this camp, and it was, at the time, what was it called? Missouri Children's Burn Camp. And it was a camp for burn survivors that have had some kind of burn. And it was great. I met some pretty dope people, including my main squeeze right here. He's also a burn survivor, so a lot of people don't know that. And he's really shy, he's quiet, and he agreed to do this, and I appreciate him for doing this. So you don't have to say much, babe. Do you want to share your story?
I'll make it short. I was roughly around 11, and we were cleaning out my grandmother's garage. And we were burning trash and things that we didn't need anymore. And then one of my cousins wound up throwing a spray paint can into the fire, and I didn't know. I threw on a trash bag full of junk, and the can exploded and engulfed me. I ran into the garage with my mom, my grandmother, and they got me put out. And it was a little rough. I was 12. I was in the hospital about 4 weeks. Had to learn how to walk again, gained a lot of weight, and lost a lot of friends in the process. But I also met the counselor, introduced me to the camp that I met my wife at, and been rocking with as friends, lovers, homies, all that other.
Yeah, he said we been rocking for that long, but the story is this boy, he had the biggest crush on me, and I was like, no, I'm not talking to nobody. You thought I was stuck up, didn't you?
I did.
You thought I was stuck up, all the things. I'm not stuck up, I'm pretty dope. But so he would have a crush. I remember our one time at camp where you asked me, they had these big dances at camp, so he came and asked me to dance with him. And we had danced. You remember that? He was smiling, grinning. And so we went to camp for many years, and then we just lost touch. I stopped going, and he aged out. And so it was at one point, I was cleaning my room. I was in high school, I was cleaning my room. And let me tell y'all, because God don't be playing about being strategic. Because I was cleaning my room, and this piece of paper fell off of my dresser, and it said Big Daddy. So at camp, we had nicknames. I didn't have a nickname. I wasn't cool. I was just called me Kanisha. But his name was Big Daddy. So everybody called him Big Daddy, whatever. I said, oh, Big Daddy, I remember him. And so I called you. I called him. And his mom picked up the phone, and y'all, I said, can I speak to Big Daddy?
I'm a junior.
She was like, Big Daddy? Who you talking about? Big Calvin or Little Calvin? I was like, Big Calvin? That's his dad. I didn't even ask for the right person. But I called him that day, and we have not gone a day without talking ever since. A long time. Another part of our story is that I wasn't supposed to be able to bear children the way that my scars are on my stomach. They said she would never be able to bear children and all of this. Well, we have, how many kids we got, babe? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just playing, just 4. We have 4 kids. And I stopped counting. We have 4 kids. And that's a miracle by itself. Stop laughing.
I can't, man. You throwing up.
I was playing. And I did have some problems with my pregnancies. Not my first one, but the other ones, I did have some complications with my skin stretching and ripping, and the babies having to come early. But they're all healthy babies. They were all... You see our basketball team? You see how big them kids are? So we have been married for...
Maybe 15 years.
I was testing them.
What?
I was testing you. 15 years we've been married. And we've been together for about 18, 19-ish years, give or take, I don't remember. But we've had our ups and our downs. And we recently went through another house fire together. And y'all, I can't make this up. It's so crazy. And I think we still struggle with talking about it. But last year, in 2024, it was our daughter's birthday, and we were getting her room clean. We stayed up till probably about 3, 4 that morning, getting her room redecorated. That's all she wanted. And so we decorated it, and she got up that morning and she got to see it, and it was amazing. She loved it. They went to their class. We homeschooled, but they went to a co-op class. And they came back and we were getting ready to celebrate her birthday. The grandmas came over. And so I was also getting my son ready for his first homecoming. And I think the kids and the grandmas were in the living room playing Monopoly. We had the fireplace going, which is crazy. We never had the fireplace going, but
Never again.
we will never have it going again.
One of them.
But I just remember I was sitting on the bed with my son. I was helping him with something with homecoming.
You was getting him ready.
I was getting him ready.
And all that.
And I just hear my husband, and he's like, "Get out the house." And I didn't really know. I heard him, but I didn't really comprehend what was going on. So I'm like, "Get out the house." And I see him running, panicking. So I'm running, and I didn't think there was a fire. I didn't know what was happening. I'm just getting out of the house. And I'm like, "Grab your stuff." I grabbed Trey's tux for some reason. I grabbed his homecoming outfit for some strange reason. And
Just being a good mom.
thank you, babe. And my husband made sure everybody was out of the house. And I think it did something to us because our kids were there. And you never, first of all, you never think you're going to go through one house fire or one fire. And just two is bizarre. We were able to get out of the house. And within minutes, our house was up in flames. Everything was just up in flames. And I don't think we ever really talked about this. It was a lot, but our kids all got out, and our mothers got out, and we got out. And I was pregnant. Baby was due in 2 weeks, and I was on bed rest, and there was just a lot going on. So he's trying to keep us calm, and we're just like, I just remember my friends were standing there and they were talking to me, but I couldn't hear them. I was so dazed out, and I was just staring at the house. What the F? Like, for real, what? And
I think I did that shot at the fire department. You said your mom was there, my mom was there. We got everybody out, but it was our daughter's birthday. You was still mad pregnant, and then the homecoming, and it was just a lot. And we were tired because we were up that night. But God allowed us to get out. He allowed me to protect the family and keep her calm and try to keep her as calm as I could due to the circumstances. But just try to help her see the big picture that everybody made it. The only thing with loss was materials.
we lost all of our stuff, but
Yeah, but
we got out. And our moms were there, and those are our two main people that are just checking on us at all times. And I was glad that they were there because I think they would have just, if we would have called them, I just couldn't imagine how. Yeah, they were there. So I had the baby 2 weeks after. We were staying in hotels and everything, but our community came together. Our friends, oh my gosh, everybody. They helped us so much. Our friends started GoFundMes. We had friends that were donating their birthday to us. It was just so much love.
my job helped out a lot too.
Your
man.
job, yes.
They blessed us a lot.
Churches, so much. And while we were just still sitting there and they were shocked, people were just loving on us. We're always the people that are loving on other people. And so it kind of felt weird to let people do that. I'm okay, I'm fine. And I'll never take what the community did for us for granted ever. That was something that just blew our minds. And He got us out for a purpose. There's no way that we're not here for a purpose. There's no way. So we ended up moving out of state across the country because we were just tired and we just wanted something new. We were just tired. And it was probably the best decision we've ever made. Our kids.
Especially for mental health.
Oh, for mental health, completely for mental health.
It was after that fire, it did get a little rough to drive around the city and not have flashbacks or feel something that triggered something, or it wasn't nothing about the people. It was just the way it made us feel inside. St. Louis will always be home.
But it was We couldn't go back to that house. No. Even now, our kids, even though they're afraid to turn ovens on, I've never been afraid of fire my whole life, even being a burn survivor for over 30 years. But now I freak out. I think I'm always smelling something. Everything just scares me. So we just needed a moment just to be. And I'm just glad that God gave us that opportunity. And
I understand we had, in our lifetime, we had 3 major fires at 3 different times in our lives.
Separately, together, with our kids.
Different sides of St. Louis. And like I said, it just became triggering. And it was hard to leave a place that you love.
And your people.
And it makes you sad to be there at the same time. So this time, made a decision and chose health and mental and physical and all the well-beings for the kids and stuff like that. We chose to do this life together. So this is another one of those stepping stones and towards our future and our always and forever.
That's right. We don't know where life goes from here, but hey, wherever it goes, I'll be there.
There's too many.
I'll be there. No.
I don't know which one you want.
Just call me. I'll be there.
I ain't trying to show my I'm just kidding. 30 minutes.
But we wanted to get on here and just share our story. You guys will be seeing more of us, because if we can spread our love and our light and just be an example of, yes, life will tear you up sometimes. You will go through some hard stuff over and over and over again, but you can keep and getting back up and just having faith that everything's going to work out. It's got to work out. So God's still using our story. Wherever it goes from here, I'm just glad that you guys are here, and now I'm just jibber-jabbing.
Nah, you're not jibber-jabbing. You expressed yourself.
And, you go.
I'm not big on communication like that. I can, but I don't like to just talk just to fill the space. But I will work on being more receptive.
I'm so proud of you.
Me too.
Dog.
No, because
dog.
you still feel...
Dog, but you did it.
I know.
Because I'm going to tell y'all, it's not easy for everybody to share their story. And there's so much more in between. I've been sharing it for years, but it's not easy. And it's just not easy. So I'm proud of my husband.
I feel big yucky. But I can do it, man. Like I said, I can talk about everything under the sun. But then when it comes to me telling y'all who I is, it's not anybody's name, just the camera. It's just, I reserve my spot for one.
And that's cool. That's all good.
But in case you need to keep, and in time of any other situation, I'd be glad to take the lead.
My husband, this is my best friend. This is my homie, my lover, my friend, my ace coon boom, my safe place, all the things. I love him so much, and he loves me so much, and we rock. I wore my wigs ever since I met him, but I want to tell y'all something funny before we jump off of here. Because when we had lived together when we were younger, he didn't know I wore a wig. I just kept that mug on. And one day, we went into the closet, and I had a bag of wigs or something. I don't even know. So he goes up, and a wig falls on his head. He got scared. What was it? And he was just like, oh, you wear these? And I was nervous, but I was like... And then we weren't married yet or nothing. But this was fresh. And he was just like, that's what's up. Kissed me on my head and went on about his business. And that right there, man, that's love. Thank you for loving me.
Thank you for allowing me to.
All right, we did it. I'm so proud of you. All right, y'all. I'm Kanisha. I was about to say I'm Calvin. I'm Kanisha.
Did I even say my name?
And this is Calvin, if you didn't get it. We'll be doing a lot more, just sharing stories and just being the light. Maybe funny stuff, just loving stuff, whatever. More family stuff. We like to travel a lot. So
I can take lead on silly.
We're going to do a lot of silly stuff because, y'all, we like to prank each other.
That's because I'm good.
No, I'm going to come up with some stuff. It's going to be good. So
that's because I'm dope.
You are dope.
I know. I'm talking about the prank.
Oh, at pranks? No, you remember that? One time you locked me in the bathroom and turned on that Jason music?
Halloween.
Oh, Halloween music? Girl. Yeah. I was terrified. He was getting me back, y'all. I was terrified. But just Thank you. We love y'all. We need an outro.
Yeah.
Be great. We love y'all. Babe, you did it.